The Body Code, The Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nelson. And so it was kind of the next step for me. I wanted to go a little deeper and learn something new. So that's kind of how I ended up doing Body Code and Emotion Code.
Can you go into like a more in depth how it works? So I actually had a session with you and my mind was blown how fast you were with it. Would you say it's like a psychic connection, or how would you say that you're connecting with the person that you're doing it for?
I believe any type of healing work, if it's done right, I believe it is always there's a psychic connection always with it. Because psychic blends in with the energetic portion or the aura of the person you're working with. And so there's no getting around it. There's no working without it. So it is very psychic. The emotion code and the body code, as I said, developed by Dr. Bradley Nelson. That's working with trapped emotions that tend to settle in a person's energetic field. Okay, so we know that we're all energy. Everything is energy. Every single thing, including this hard chair I'm sitting in,
Yeah.
And so it responds with the energy of the outside forces of the universe when you bring those in. So everything just works together. So with the body code and emotion code, there's instances where, for example, if you were a child in school and some kid was bullying you and calling you ugly and calling you this and that or whatever, those harsh emotions can just settle. They go into the subconscious mind and it becomes true to you. Okay, so and that's a whole nother episode, the difference of the, conscious and subconscious mind. But sometimes, a lot of times we deal and we process different emotions that come in. They don't settle like that. But there's other ones that are more difficult that do settle, and then they affect the way our life goes. It affects our health, our thoughts, our, the manifesting of our everyday world. It really comes into play with that. So the body code, the emotion code is designed to detect those hidden subconscious mind emotions and release them. So it doesn't erase the memory of those because you can't erase your experiences, but what you can do is make them less impactful so they don't affect your spiritual body, your energetic body so much. So that's
So could you walk us through how a visit will work? Like how it will look for a person?
Mhm. Yeah, so a session, the first session usually lasts a little bit longer, but in general, they're probably, around 30-35 minutes in length, just putting it out there. It's not a long session. But what happens is, you first connect with your client, and it can be done online. So that's the beauty of working with anything these days. You can do it online, and it's still very effective. But you connect with them spiritually, psychically, and you then look for the emotions that are to address a certain issue that they come to you for. Say someone, doesn't know why their work is not going well, or they can't get the right job, or they're not feeling well, they're sick all the time. So they usually come with an issue like that. And then through, it's called, it's a like a oh gosh, you just through the psychic part of it is when you do find an emotion, you work through a chart, different charts, and then you use kinesiology is a word I was looking for. So it's kind of a quick muscle test for a yes or no. The same thing could be done with like a pendulum or whatever, but it takes a little longer. So when you're with a client, you want to kind of work through some of these things quickly. So say we're working together and there's an emotion that comes up that is fear. We'll say that. And so I check quickly, yes, no, yes. So I get the yes or no, whether if that's is the one, or we keep working down to find a specific detailed emotion. And when that's found, a lot of times the client resonates with it, or will say, I think that is, or sometimes it doesn't resonate, but it doesn't necessarily have to, because they're so, some of them are so deeply ingrained and not really understood. So it's just bringing them out gently, releasing them. um, they actually use a magnet, and a magnet is just a way of setting intention to the release. And the release is through using the governing meridian of the body. So, it's an interesting way of discovering certain emotions and different blocks that are stopping, a person from being able to move forward in their life or get over a trauma, so it's quite the process, and it really is difficult to just bring it all forward in just a few sentences, but the whole thing is just dealing with the subconscious mind.